Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. This is a show.
Yep.
We're just two old guys.
That's it.
Play old games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's totally accurate this week.
It is. 100%. Yeah,
100%.
this is an old game that we're talking about today.
So
what are we doing?
Well, it's Original Flavor Wednesday, so that means it's list time. So we are playing down through Digital Trends Top 25 Sega Genesis games.
Yes.
So this week is number 14.
That's right.
I believe you said.
Mm-hmm.
Phantasy Star 2.
Electric
Boogaloo. There you go. I was like,
This is Hit the Ground Running cast. We haven't had a lot of we didn't really chat or anything before.
Usually we warm up.
Yeah, I know.
Do our acting exercises.
I know. Lime face, lemon face.
Fluff.
We didn't even get to do any of that.
Unique New York. Unique in New York. I almost fucked it up then. Yeah, so it's been a very busy day for both of us.
Yeah.
And I fucked up because I took Kenna to Meg's house today, which takes about an hour and a half. So I timed it where I would be back here at 8. It is not 8 because I got halfway home, stopped and got Subway, and when I got back on the interstate, got off on the wrong exit, went 45 minutes back to Clarksville, so I had to turn around to the whole hour, 30 minutes again.
I've done that shit before. I fucking hate it. Were you not using GPS?
No.
Yeah.
And whenever I was like, am I going the wrong way? When I pulled up my GPS, wouldn't work. I was out of range for everything.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's fine.
Because I was like, why am I seeing signs for Clarksville again? Shit. So I text you, sorry, it'll be 9.
Yeah, no big deal. I've had a long day, but so I apologize if I'm low energy. But I tell you what, I have the cure for that. That's right. That's a Monster. That's a Monster Ultra Black.
I drank one today.
Yeah, I like them.
They are good.
They're good
because I can't drink a white one now. They're too sweet.
Once you go Ultra Black,
yeah, it's true. It's true.
So what you're saying is, Tyler, once you tasted a black one, there's no going back to the white one.
Right. Yep.
All right. I get it. I do. I understand.
Once a black one fills your mouth with liquid goodness, there's no way you can go back to a white one. Well, before we start all the Phantasy Star 2 talk, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. I see a package over there.
Yeah.
I also see something someone mailed to us.
Yeah.
Whoops. Hi-oh.
Which I almost threw across your room accidentally. Yeah, here's a package here. This is from... That's a nice dick joke, by the way.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't give it its due because I was too busy dropping the package over here. This is a package from Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins.
All right.
For
hopefully
some reason.
More of that coconut stuff.
He teased us with a photograph. I'm not exactly sure what it is, although I do think the words Mexican delights
awesome
were used. So, all right, rip that sucker open. Here is a letter. You are the letter reader.
Okay.
So let's do the letter first before we dive in here. We have a bad habit on this show of just eating.
Okay. All right, there's some Spanish in it. Okay.
Uh-oh. Do your best Peggy Hill Spanish.
I somehow managed to get out of middle school and high school and 4-year college without ever having a Spanish class.
Hey, me too.
Really? Good.
Yeah, I took French in high school.
When I tell people, never a foreign language. The only foreign language I ever had was kitchen Spanish and culinary
was Ebonics in the 90s.
Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos, Tadpog.
Bien Peter Venkman, Tadpog.
Or I could just do Peggy Hill lean into it. Bienvenidos, Tadpog.
Perfect. That's what I wanted.
Greetings once again from Woodburn's Guacamole Market. I made a second pilgrimage to the Mexican convenience store and loaded up on a whole new section of edible confectionaries. As per last time, I have never tasted any of these.
Okay.
So I cannot vouch for the quality of the snacks.
Perfect.
But included in this parcel is a package of Hawkins brand cheesies straight from America's Hat, Canada.
I thought it was another store. It was right next to the market, America's Hat. Now serving snacks.
And then he has what he wants me to do here.
Uh-huh.
I've eaten these and they're a delicacy.
Nice.
So yeah, Randy boys. These treats are like a much better version of Cheetos and have that have rolled on 18 for their crunchiness. Okay, it took me a second to interpret that.
A D&D reference.
Hugs and kisses, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins.
Well, that's nice. Hugs and kisses.
And there is a sketch here at the bottom of what looks to be like a...
Is that female rocksteady? Topless female rocksteady?
Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't even think about that. I just thought it was a broken rhinoceros stripper, but yeah, it does look like Rocksteady. Well, I know he wants this to be seen, so this is going to go on the old Instagram.
Yeah, we should take a photo of that. Oh, her eyes are all googly. I'm just assuming that's a female rhino. Maybe it's an older man rhino who's on hormone
Tucking,
therapy.
yeah.
Yeah. Because those are definitely, that's a good B cup.
Okay. So what you guys do on TADPOG? Try to guess the cup size of a rhinoceros drawing.
Was that before or after you ate the snacks that no one could vouch for? All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to divvy these up so that we can take turns.
What is it that you just threw me?
It's a frisbee. It looks like a Rastafarian frisbee I just threw at you. Oh, you know what I should do? I should have actually just given us one of each of those. Thank you. This is like Mardi Gras here. Mm-hmm. And by that I mean we saw a rhinoceros's tits. All right, and then I'll give you these. And then I'll take these. I want to save these for last, but actually I want to lead with these. Tyler, I'm going to hold up this bag. Oh, are you taking photos of each one?
Yep.
Here. Get my face. My hair is really cool right now.
And there you go.
All right. There's that one. Here. I like this. Here's this thing.
Yep.
Good. Here are these. This is really good podcasting.
Oh, I know.
We're doing really good. We're good boys. We're good podcasting boys right now. Just holding things up while they're being photographed. What? Look at all these things, man. We got I don't know, gum or something. I said that's probably the most country I've sounded in like a month. We got gum.
Gum is something.
God. We're the worst podcasters.
Yep.
Tyler, all right, I want to start with these. What the fuck do these look like?
Eggs.
These look like
sunny side
up fried eggs in a pack. There's 3 of them in here. Before we open this...
Huevos.
I would like you to... See, you know Spanish. I would like you
Kitchen Spanish.
I would like you to feel the weight of these 3 gummy eggs. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Those are really heavy.
Those are dense.
Those are heavier than real eggs. I'm willing to bet.
Wow. Okay. You mean I'll open it up and take out
let's open it up and let's eat. Let's
eat jelly eggs.
Do you think they taste like eggs?
Man, that's the worst fucking... What? God, I'm hard-pressed to think. What's the worst gummy flavor you can get?
It's
eggs?
It's either eggs or fish. I was explaining Swedish fish to somebody the other day, and they did ask me, do they taste like fish? They do not. They taste like delicious old people snacks.
Okay.
These eggs are stuck together.
Man, this is weird.
You ready to do this?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, that's Truly. Oh, God. I feel like I just ate Baxter Stockman's wing.
That was. I'm not. Okay, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but these are like a joke, right?
I don't know.
No one buys these thinking like, oh, man, I love those eggs. I'm not finishing it. I take it back. It is bad. Do you want the rest of mine?
Nope.
All right.
I'm spitting it out just because it
Takes forever
is so
to eat.
thick. Yeah. I'll be eating that for the next 5 minutes.
All right. What else we got? What is this Rastafarian Frisbee? Is this a homemade fruit roll-up?
Because there's no other form of packaging.
It's tricolored.
So is this? What's the Mexican flag?
Well, it's a flag that
Oh,
symbolizes...
it's green and red. What's a flag, Dave?
I don't know. I guess this is strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. Is this a Neapolitan?
Or strawberry, chocolate, and egg.
So we'll have photos of these somewhere, allegedly, that you can see. Are you putting them on Instagram?
Yep.
All at once?
I'll dole them out like 2 or 3 a day.
All right. So you hear that, listeners? If you want to see these snacks, we're holding them for ransom. I can't open this, Tyler.
Mine was already opened on the
damn.
side.
Okay.
Mmm.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So what is this? This does look like a fruit roll-up, but not sticky. It smells good.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a very flat snack. I swear, yeah, it looks like a fruit roll-up that's brown, yellow, and red. They usually say don't eat the brown fruit roll-ups, but
all right. So you want to bite into the which end?
the brown end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Let's bite the brown end.
Yeah. I like this.
Oh, I do not. Oh, it reminds me of something else, but I can't place it.
I know. I had the same thought. It reminds me. Honestly, it reminds me of this candy that Phil sent us last time.
Yeah, I'm about the strawberry and to see if it's any different.
You assume it's strawberry.
Could be blood. I don't know.
Very much blood. Wow.
It tastes like this is all the same flavor.
Oh, really?
Well, no, maybe the strawberry end is a little different. Not that much though. Oh,
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, yeah. No, it's
a
different.
little different.
Well, red end is good end. Yeah.
Blah. Oh,
Are you gonna eat yellow middle?
yeah, I should. If I eat a fish face, I can do this. Oh yeah, that one's crunchy.
That was crunchy for me too, and I don't think that's supposed to be.
I don't know what the flavor is supposed to be.
I don't know either, but I am gonna go ahead and finish this.
Oh, wow, man, I hated that.
Not bad from Dave.
Oh,
I'm surprised any kind of food wrecks you, man, after you ate those squids that Josh Edwards sent.
yeah. I mean, that was more of a bravery thing.
I are not brave.
We'll say the fish faces were better than the plums we ate.
Yeah, those plums are
The
gross.
sour plums were, oh my god.
I spit mine out in the toilet.
You want to try this Miraval Botanas Dulces El Juguetes?
Of course I do.
Juguetes?
I woke up this morning hoping that I could try
Oh,
these.
man.
I did. I was like, you know what? There's 2 things I want to do today. Eat these things that I can't remember the name of, and also something else. Witness something else, which I'll tell a story about in a minute. I witnessed something today, Tyler. I bore witness to something. Okay, so these are sticks about the length of fingers. They're like really thin fingers, but
They look like pieces of chalk.
yeah, that's a really good. Yeah, they do look like pieces of
Especially the
chalk.
white one.
Yeah. So there's a white one, a yellow one, and a pink one we each have. And it looks like they got some kind of sugar on the ends. Okay.
Which one first?
Yellow.
Okay.
The pee-pee stick. Oh, I don't think we're supposed to eat it like
Is
that.
it wrapped in plastic?
Maybe. Did we just try to eat plastic?
There's no instruction on it. How do you...
How to eat? Do you want me to Google it? What are they called?
Okay, well, I'm just going to peel the top off it here.
What are these things called? I'm going to look them up on the internet.
I'm just going to hand you this.
Okay. Oh, don't feel... Botanas dulces y aguates?
Sure.
How to eat botanas? Oh, they make candies, toys, and snacks.
Oh, good. That's what I
Are
want.
we eating toys? These are plastic. Are we eating toys, Tyler? Are we eating toys? What are these?
Yeah, we can't be that molecularly not that far off.
Oh, wait. I think this is a cap. I think this is a cap, like a mucus plug that pulls off.
I pulled it off
end.
and it's still gooey.
Oh. Do we squeeze it?
I'm not getting any purchase from squeezing it.
Okay. Well, we've encountered a food we do not know how to eat.
Nope.
Okay, so wait. I popped both ends off. Now do I bite the plastic and like work it in my mouth?
That doesn't affect either. Mm-mm. Ugh. I mean, it doesn't taste that bad.
Yeah. This is too much work. I don't like this. I'm out.
Try the yellow one is bland. Pink one's good. White one's good.
Shit, there's a warning on here we didn't read.
Do not eat plastic.
Choking hazard. We're eating a toy.
That mostly just tasted like mildly flavored sugar.
Yeah, not a fan. It honestly made me want pixie sticks, though.
You want to try this?
Is this fruit-flavored gum or something?
Bocadine. It is a wafer with chocolate coating, artificially flavored.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's break into it.
Hey, it's got a calorie count on it.
Piece. Yikes.
I think this is going to be okay.
Yeah, this looks like your standard wafer.
This looks like an American treat.
I do like a wafer.
This looks like a very thin Nutty Bar.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's delightful. This is better than a Nutty Bar.
Mm-hmm. And it's not as crunchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad.
So it rolled a 4 on crunchiness?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I like the chocolate on it.
I do love Mexican chocolate. Oh, man, I love Mexican chocolate.
Very good. All right.
Okay, the Pulparindo.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Extra hot and salted tamarind pulp candy.
Oh, with real fruit. And then their mascot is a Flintstones push-up pop.
It looks like
barfing electricity.
Because I was thinking a carrot in Earthworm Jim's suit vomiting electricity.
Ooh. Well, at least we got the vomiting electricity part right. What's he doing with his hands? Is he doing like a little tap dance?
Looks like he's... Oh, no.
Oh, I got you. Oh, he got something sticky on his hands.
I'm vomiting electricity.
Oh, we've had these.
Yeah, it's going to be gross.
Different brand, though. This is like the fruit beef jerky.
Yeah.
No? You make... yeah, this is not... This is not great.
Honestly, I like the texture.
You do like the texture?
I do like
It's
I like that.
very gritty.
I like that, but it's just the flavor is...
Oh, you do.
Oh, it's bad.
You are barfing electricity right
It's true.
now. And listeners can't see it. I don't like the grittiness.
There's this sucker that looks like a dagger, like a
stiletto. A dunce hat.
Or I guess a lance.
All right, let's see who can eat this the fastest.
Or just open it.
It's a contest. Oh, it's flexible. I wasn't expecting that.
Nope. Yep. Neither were I.
It's like a witch's finger, but it's red. So I assume it's strawberry flavored.
And hopefully not tamarind.
Ooh. Whoa. A piece went flying somewhere in your room. Ooh, it's sticky too. Oh, this is good.
Yeah?
Oh, man. But be careful. If you have any fillings, they are going to come out. Oh, my God. Dude, this is super sticky. Whoa. This is super, super sticky. This is glue, essentially. This is red glue. Do you have a tire you need patched? Also, would you like a snack? That is probably 5,000 calories.
Oh, come on.
That's a choking hazard. Do you want to see which one of us can stick it farther down our throat?
Oh, no, not where I thought you were going.
That is deep. That is deep. That is, wow, you're a regular sword swallower.
I was bending it.
You gotta bend
That was
it.
tricksy.
What do you think? Bite into it. I mean, it's bad advice. You will regret it. But you see how it's like glue?
Yeah, it's interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, it tastes all right.
It's very sweet compared to the other candy that we've had tonight. And not gritty. All right, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to finish this maybe.
But all this is would be very time consuming to eat.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, well, I'm not going to set this on the bed.
No, that will ruin your sheets. I've got one more thing, and I think it's the
Yep.
snack that it's the Hawkins
America's
snack
Hat.
from America's Hat. Man, even the bag sounds crunchy. That's good design right there. Made with real Canadian cheddar cheese. It's a corn snack called Cheesies. This
one sadly will be starting in the negatives for me because I do not like the cheesy poofs.
But these don't look like poofs.
They look more dense.
Yeah, they feel dense. They feel like nugs.
Okay.
Those are dank
All
nugs
right.
of cheese.
This is like a cross between the Cheetos Puffs and the Cheetos
And the
Crunchies.
crunchy ones?
Yeah. Maybe this is the baby bear of just right.
The baby bear. All right.
Smells pretty strong.
Man, that's that strong Canadian cheese. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Or crunch right in her mic.
I mean, it's right in the middle, too, as far as poofy and crunchy.
I wasn't expecting them to taste I wasn't expecting to taste the corn so much.
Yeah, it's almost more like Fritos than a Cheeto.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like Fritos dusted in quasi-Cheeto dust.
It's different.
I like it. This is a good like bar snack.
Okay, yeah.
Because it does kind of remind me of like corn nuts too a little bit. But with a little bit of cheese dusting on it.
I'm good.
You want more?
Nah.
I might finish this bag.
Go for it.
No, I won't. I just looked at the calories in the back. I will not finish this bag.
Okay, that's interesting, Phil. Thank you, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. And thank you for listening, listener.
I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of you probably didn't.
Probably
Some
not.
of you really do, though.
Yeah.
So,
Don't let us know.
yeah. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't like it, maintain silence. Okay.
What's up, Internet? I am Dave, and now that I'm washing this cheesies out of my mouth, I have a little bit of a story to tell.
Yeah.
I have to share this. Okay, so when I woke up this morning, I didn't expect to eat all these Mexican delicacies that Phil sent. I also did not expect to see in the same day 2 men on different occasions in different locations peeing on buildings. I saw 2 men in broad daylight peeing on buildings. I left work for a 15-minute break, and what I do on those breaks, I think I've said on the show before, I walk and play Pokemon Go. I hatch them eggs. I get some kilometers on my Poke Buddy, which right now is a Slowpoke, because I need to evolve that Slowbro. I know what'll happen, though. The moment I evolve him, I will like hatch one or something, or I'll catch one in the wild. Never fucking fails. Happened with Snorlax. I didn't have a Snorlax for the longest fucking time, and then all of a sudden, one day I caught one, and then the next day I hatched one, and I fucking swear to you, every day since at work, I've seen one pop up on my sightings tab. All right, sorry for the Pokemon Go interjection. So I was walking, and I was walking down the road looking at my phone, and a car passed me. And I was like, oh, that happens a lot. This isn't a very busy road, but I mean, as I'm walking, cars pass all the time. And then I happen to look up, and I see the car down the block. But there's a man standing next to it facing a building called Paducah Blueprint. And he is just facing the wall. And I'm like, I remember looking up and being like, huh.
He did something bad. He's in trouble.
Yeah, what's that guy? What's that? He ain't gonna catch any Pokemon just standing there looking at the wall. And so I look back down, I keep walking, and I take like 3 steps, and I'm like, that guy was peeing. And I look up, and then, yep, sure enough, he's not even like trying to hide his dick. I mean, he's like probably a foot out from the wall, just holding his dick. He's a big dude, and just straight up just peeing on the wall. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. So I had to make a decision. I was like, well, do I keep going and just pretend like this isn't happening? Or do I turn around and walk back? And what I decided to do was just go ahead and keep on walking.
What I decided to do was get a story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that did cross my mind. So I keep walking, and I could tell that he was getting nervous, I guess, that someone was walking towards him while his dick was in his hand. So like he doesn't even let me get anywhere near, like I'm just walking my normal pace. I see him like hustle up. He tucks it in, gets in his car.
I wish you would have started running at that point.
Yeah, no, wait! I start pulling mine out.
Like the T-1000, you just start doing that. You're running.
I turn into liquid metal. Unfortunately, I get caught up in a bunch of pee on the sidewalk. So he
pee and Snorlaxes.
Yeah,
the ultimate trap.
So he fumbles, gets his gooter back in his pants. He just wrestles that hog, stuffs it down there, hops in his car, and drives off. And so I'm like, okay, well, I guess crisis averted. And then like as I walk by, I'm like, I need to verify. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he was. Oh yeah, he was definitely peeing. There is a puddle of pee on the ground. And what cracked me up was so that's right on the edge of a corner of the block. So I kind of skirt around the pee. And the moment I turn around the block, I see a cop car sitting there with a cop in it.
Oh, damn.
I know. If only I'd have known. We could have busted this pee-pee boy.
Man, how bad? Because there are places you could pee covertly downtown.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've had to do it playing Pokemon Go down there when it's late at night. Yeah, they're not beside a building right
this
there.
Was like, he was not obscured by bushes. He didn't have heavy cover, light cover, nothing. I didn't even cast obscuring mist. He was just straight up peeing. So that happened. And then this happened. I was going home. Well, I left work. I'll put it that way. I left work, and there's some good, I don't know if you know this, Tyler, there are some good Pokemon spots in bad parts of town here in Paducah.
Man, I was so pissed yesterday when I found a Kabuto.
You found one?
Yeah, there was one.
Did you catch it?
Downtown. It was one of those ones where as soon as you throw the ball, I mean, they're gone immediately.
Oh,
ran
it escapes
instantly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's built in to be for something.
I hear it's a bug.
Because it was like green, and I threw a raspberry and an Ultra Ball, and just gone.
I hate that. At least you found it.
Yeah,
I've seen it as a shadow on my sightings tab, but I've never seen one. So there are some really good Pokemon in some I'd say sketchy parts of town. Wizen Saged Ian turned me on to that. So I was like, okay, I'm going home. I'll just kind of head that way and see if I can find anything good. I found something good.
Yeah.
It was not a Pokemon. What it was was a very thin white dude on a bicycle, and he was next to a church, but he was on the bicycle, and he had like his left foot on the pedal. He was holding the handlebars, and he had his right leg braced up against the side of the church wall. He had short shorts on, and he was peeing straight down his shorts. He was like a dog lifting his leg.
Making no contact with his skin or
Oh,
his
no,
shorts?
he wasn't touching anything. No, it was just out, right? Like just dangling out of his shorts, and it was just pee just coming straight out of the ground, 90-degree angle.
That's something you have to get up in the morning and be like, I got an idea. I've got an idea for my bike ride.
Man, how do I make this bike ride more interesting? Right around mile 2, I just kind of get bored. I listen to all my podcasts. I guess maybe I can pee right on that church.
God.
So I never expected to see 2 grown-ass men peeing in the daylight.
So, somebody in Twitter must have posted a $100 prize for the most public urination picture.
Do you think it was a national holiday that I didn't know
I
about?
hope so. National almost became a sex offender day.
Yeah, that's
Just pee in public.
That's indecent exposure, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I always get afraid to pee in public, even though when I really have to go. That's why I hug a bush, man. I hug it. I like crouch down. I'm like, I camouflage myself. I go to my shame bush, and that's where I go wee. So that
was good.
That's what I saw today.
I enjoyed that.
True motherfucking story. So I didn't get to tell the other story. I'll save that
Okay.
for another time.
Yeah, because we're almost 32 minutes in.
Okay, yeah. We should go. We should probably move on to the game.
Yeah, because I had one I was thinking about telling too. Yeah, I'll just wait. It's fine.
Hold on to it. Is yours about a dream? Because mine is.
Mine's about what I did last Friday.
Ooh, I know what you did last Friday.
Do you?
No.
Because I didn't tell you, so I could tell you on the show.
Oh, a surprise. Well, shit. Now I just want to have a story show.
That works for me.
No, we should do. I've already got art and everything for Phantasy Star 2. We're doing it. I'm committed. Tyler, do you hear that?
I do.
What is it? What is it that you hear, my good friend?
Yeah, come on.
Is it Bill?
Yeah.
Is it?
Come on, Bill. You can get some pee out, get that prize. Come on.
Get that prize. I got a big old bag of cheesies waiting for you when you're done draining the pipe.
Get that treat from America's hat. Yeah.
I do hear that. I do hear that leaky Bill train rolling into the station, which honestly can mean only one thing.
Because I told you off the mics. I tell you on the mics that off the mic. I told you I found out that peeing Bill is one of my bosses.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I told you on the mics.
No, you did not say. You did not mention on the mics. I didn't know if that was a strategic professional move you were making or not.
Fuck it.
All right. Of course I hear that. Of course I hear that PP train, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys. Phantasy Star 2, Roman numeral 2, II, Phantasy Star II, it's important, is a role-playing video game developed and published by Sega for the Sega Genesis. It was released in Japan in 1989. 1989, Tyler.
Ooh.
1989. And it came out in North America and Europe in 1990. That's a year. That's a full year before the Super Nintendo came out.
It's as old as my brother.
Well, we have always said that about Ryan.
Yeah. Hey, you're as old as Phantasy Star 2.
Not Phantasy Star 1, Phantasy Star 2. You're welcome.
Pam, I want to have a baby this year specifically to celebrate what's coming out pretty soon, Phantasy Star 2.
Sweetie, I don't know. What does your dad call your mom? Does he have a pet name?
They refer to themselves as mom and dad, I think, from wanting to reinforce that to Ryan and I when we were little. So she still will call him Dad or Randy. So,
Mom, you know how I'd like to celebrate Phantasy Star 2's release? Let's give Tyler a brother or sister. And name him Rolf. We'll get to that. That bad joke will make sense in a moment. The game Phantasy Star 2, not Ryan, was later ported to a variety of different platforms.
Fantasy Ryan 2?
Fantasy Ryan. With a PH.
Put it on his birth certificate. Fantasy Ryan 2 Holland.
Let's see. An updated remake, Phantasy Star Generation 2, was released for the PlayStation 2 in 2005 in Japan.
Okay.
God, I was wishing it had been 2002. A lot of those words in that sentence ended with 2. Tyler, Phantasy Star 2 is the second installment in Sega's acclaimed Phantasy Star series. And serves as a sequel to the original Phantasy Star for the Master System. Phantasy Star 2 takes place 1,000 years after the events of its predecessor and follows the journey of a government agent named Rolf, it is, and his friends, who are on a mission to discover why the protector of the planet Mota, Mother Brain, has started malfunctioning. Phantasy Star 2 was the first video game to use the 6 megabit cartridge, making it the biggest video game on a console at the time. Since its release, Phantasy Star 2 has been the subject of critical acclaim.
So I guess Phantasy Star 2 is on the list because it's important.
Do you think that's why it's on the list?
Why it's on the list instead of, I like this. I like this game. So let's get that out of the gate. And this should definitely be a two-parter.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, I agree that it should be a two-parter because I'm actually enjoying this game.
Yeah, me too.
I do not know that I'm going to be able to finish it because it's long, and it has a lot of tropes of RPGs from the 80s and early 90s and the rest of the 90s.
I feel like this is the bridge. This game is the bridge between like the very clunky, hard to understand, you have to be dedicated, don't make much sense early RPGs to like hitting its stride in the 90s when I feel like RPGs were really, really strong. This is that. It's got a mix of both. This is absolutely the missing link between RPG generations.
I think so far I've really enjoyed this game. If you're not familiar with it, I did stream it on Twitch. I'll have a link to that in the show notes. If you don't feel like playing it yourself, although I suggest you try it at least if you're interested in RPGs at all. It is. I think it's a difficult game.
Oh God, yes.
I think it's a difficult game.
Yeah, it is.
And I do think it follows a lot of formulas that I don't like in early RPG video games, where it's very much like we talked about this recently in Sword of Vermilion, where it is go to a town, you'll have a quest in a dungeon, you do the quest in the dungeon, and then you go to the next town.
Yep.
I'm not very far into it. I wouldn't even say I'm halfway through the game by far, but that's already happened twice. And I don't know if it's going to continue or not, but it feels like it's just kind of like playing on that trope.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself, 1989. This is, I mean, still pretty early.
Yeah. You're right. And reminding myself this is 1989 does make this a huge standout RPG because what it does or what it did is still used a lot today. Sure, it's refined and better, but the 4-person party where you see your party members walking behind you, the overview, going to city, talking to people, character portraits.
God, I love the character portraits. That is one of my favorite things in this game is that they give NPCs personality by having portraits. My only complaint is I wish they had more of them.
Yeah.
Because every worker at the teleportation station looks the same, and every worker at the item shop looks the same. But those
they have
portraits are
cloning
nice.
technology, so I guess
I know. So is it crazy for me to be like so excited that they have this like thin veneer over like regular fantasy tropes? Because like you talk about the cloning, that is how you revive somebody. So like in Final Fantasy, I'm used to like using a Phoenix Down or casting life, but in this game there are facilities where you clone the person who died.
Oh, they're dead. Do you bring their remains? We'll just make you a new friend.
What is up with the character portrait of the worker at the cloning facility?
They have to make, they're like, this is kind of a fucked up process. Let's give it a fucked up portrait.
Because it essentially looks like Ma Fratelli dressed up as Heath Ledger's Joker.
Because he reminded me, he doesn't look like him in coloring, but the way his character is drawn and just what he does reminded me of, and I'm going to be reaching here because I've only seen the season once, the really weird scientist from Bleach, who is basically evil scientist, but he works with the good guys.
That's what you think the cloning director
He reminds me of
like?
that guy, yeah.
Is the cloning director a man or a woman? I couldn't tell.
Transitioning?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because this game, it's funny, because playing this game sort of reminded me of watching the first Alien movie, to where it's like they're very far in the future, but they're controlling their ship in DOS with green screens. And so this game is like, it's supposed to be this very futuristic world, but it's still like the people who wrote it in 1989 aren't thinking that far forward.
Well, it's futuristic. Come on, man.
See, because I don't know, it's futuristic.
Cloning while you wait. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
With all memories and experiences.
24-hour cloning.
But, okay. I mean, it's good. I am enjoying it, but you're right, because there is something therapeutic. If you were raised in it, there's something therapeutic about grinding to a point.
Yeah, there's a lot of it
You do
in
a
Phantasy Star
lot
2.
of it,
There is
yeah.
a lot of it in Phantasy Star 2 because buying equipment in this game is super important, and it all costs money. Like I've only found one piece of equipment in a dungeon. Everything else has been just buying it with the currency, which is called Meseta.
I always said Miseta, but that's a shakeism. That's the way he said it. Because I played Fantasy Star 4.
Miseta.
I played 4 first because that was the one he had, and I absolutely loved Fantasy Star 4.
And that's on Digital Trends list. We are going to get there. I am excited about it too because I want to see the differences between the two games.
It's definitely an improvement over this.
Yeah.
Because you can see, I think they talked about, I don't know if it was the first, but in the first Fantasy Star, it's all first person. You play Alice, and it's all first person perspective.
Alice from the Brady Bunch?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because it's like sort of Vermilion in Dungeons, where you're in that first person, walk into a wall, turn left or right, walk into the same colored wall.
Right.
That's how dungeons are set up.
Okay.
Battles are first person. You don't see, you or anything else. But in this game, whenever you get into a random battle, and you've got your character stuff at the bottom, and whenever you hit attack, you can form. It's the default is essentially auto attack, but then you can go to strategy and make all your characters do specific moves that you want them to do. But once they attack, then they actually physically appear, and then they appear by the enemy and make their striking motion or their spell casting motion, whatever you want to. And the enemies are moving and reacting,
right?
And I feel like that's a big deal.
A huge deal.
Yeah.
I like, especially for someone like me who grew up with the Final Fantasy style, like you got your party on one side, on the right side of the screen or the left side of the screen, and then the enemies are on the other side. And honestly, like when they attack, they just move forward, do like a little chop motion, and then step back. This is so much better. Like this game, I feel like this game really tried to style itself like an anime or a manga.
Oh yeah,
because all the portraits
like an 80s,
look like
an 80s anime.
Absolutely, all the portraits are in like a manga art style, and all the animations, like the sprite animations during combat, they're very dramatic, and they're very, they're indicative of anime.
Yeah.
They just really are, like, and not like a goofy anime, but like an action, semi-realistic kind of anime. I really, really was impressed by that.
Yeah.
By the animations and by the art style.
I think because they're also still trying to work the kinks out in it, I guess, because the battle background is just a grid.
It's troned out.
Yeah.
It's a perspective grid. It's a blue perspective grid that flashes. The whole screen flashes red when damage is dealt. I like the Tron grid.
Yeah.
About 5 or 6 hours in, I remember thinking, it would have been nice if maybe they'd put like the background of where you are.
Yeah.
Instead of just this, grid.
Because I don't know if they just didn't know how to do it or ran out of time. Because they fixed it in Phantasy Star 4 to my recollection.
Really?
So, the Genesis can do it. I guess maybe it's just early enough that they weren't.
Maybe.
They didn't know. I don't know. But, yeah.
What do you think of the overworld? So we kind of talked about the combat, but like in the overworld, my initial reaction was, these characters are super skinny and super tall. Don't they seem like really,
They're
really
all
tall?
like 4 Barbie dolls walking in a single file line.
All the NPCs are as well, but it's just weird because I'm used to that Square Enix style of squat, chibi kind of NPCs and overworld kind of deal.
The overworld, even the map of the overworld is very generic, like you're blocked by trees and biodomes and tunnels everywhere you go.
Yeah, that's how it connects, I guess, the biodomes to one another.
And it's just like you walking around trying to find a bridge to another thing that looks just like it, to find a bridge to another thing that looks just like it, to a town that looks just like the last town.
Yeah.
So it definitely, you have to respect it for being like the pinnacle of its time, but it's also still, it's a work of its time.
I will say, I'd like to go on the record and say I think this is the best RPG on the Sega Genesis that I've played so far.
Yep.
This is This is so much better than Sword of Vermilion.
Oh yeah,
This is
way better than Sword of
Star 2
Vermilion.
is so much better.
yeah.
I think it's a lot better than Shadowrun. Beyond Oasis, I'm not counting as an RPG, even though I guess technically it is an action RPG.
Yeah.
Beyond Oasis is a great game. But I'm really interested in trying to finish Phantasy Star 2, Electric Boogaloo. I only have a week to do it, and I'm sure that I can.
Oh yeah, I'd like to as well, but that's gonna be a thing.
Because there's been a lot of grinding, and the dungeons that I've done are massive.
Yeah, I think the first one is 4 large floors.
Yeah.
So yeah,
huge. They're huge, and like each floor is connected by like chutes. There's like little teleportation pads as well. So it's difficult because like of the tech in this world. It's difficult to even know where you're gonna wind up in dungeons. I'm gonna level with you. I am 100% using maps that I found online. Because
I looked at GameFAQs just for equipment. Should I buy this equipment? Should I buy?
Yeah,
I didn't know like to buy off the bat because you're Rolf, and then you have your friend Nay.
I call her Nay. I don't know. It's Nei, right?
Yeah, that whenever you go out into a battle, she just has the defense tab. She can't attack.
Right.
She has no weapons. So like, what? Then I go try to buy her dagger. What? Then the weapons vendor's like, what are you doing? You want to take this? I'm like, okay, I assume she can't use it then. So then, okay, I'll buy her a steel bar. I buy her a steel bar, go out. Well, then I look at the GameFAQs. You can buy her 2 steel bars and equip them. Right. Left hand. I didn't know that either.
I didn't either.
So,
well, I was fortunate enough when I started playing, and I want to give them a shout out because they helped me immensely. There's 2 Russian dudes, I think they're Russian, who were hanging out in my Twitch chat as I was playing, and they are fucking experts on this game. Like, they were excited that I was playing the game, and they were totally like walking me through it like Matt Barger, Lord Matt, walked me through like Final Fantasy VI when I was in middle school, where it's like, I don't know everyone in my party is dead. What do? And then he had to teach me about Phoenix Down. So, which there's a lot of that. I want to give them a shout out for thanking me. That's True Neutral Eve Genius.
Okay.
And Sweaty Rain. So thank you guys. Having you in chat, I honestly think made me appreciate this game more because I would have gotten frustrated because the way the battle system is not intuitive. It's not intuitive at all, but I like it a lot now because like you said, every character kind of has their default that they do. And I didn't know that you could choose which enemy to attack.
I didn't know you could do that either.
You can, well, it's kind of tricky, and I kind of like this style. So if you're fighting like mosquitoes and a toad, you can choose, if you go to strategy, you can choose what type of enemy you want to
Okay,
attack.
and you could do that, but I didn't know, like...
Yeah, you
Because
can't...
I'll fight like 2 toads and then 1 mosquito, and I can't choose which toad. So
right.
instead of ganging up on one and getting it out of the way, they'll attack first this one, then the other one.
Right.
They go back to that
They're
one.
not focus firing.
Yeah.
That bothered me a little bit at first, but I have to be honest with you, I like this style of combat better than Final Fantasy games because these battles they don't get boring to me. In Final Fantasy, when I'm grinding, those battles start to get boring for me. But for some reason in Phantasy Star 2, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it is tactical, but it's not precise. So it's like there's a random element to it where it's like, ooh, I hope they kill the toad I need them to kill.
Yeah, because you hit attack and just auto battle, and you'll auto battle until you hit cancel. So you just go round after round after round, which, yeah, I enjoyed that. It makes grinding easier.
Yeah, it does.
So.
And I like that too. And honestly, it makes me want to... I've never been an auto battle kind of guy. I think that might change because I like it a lot in Phantasy Star 2.
I think that bodes well for Suikoden then.
Really? I like it a lot. I don't think grinding is a perfect answer. Like, I would love to see an RPG where grinding is fun, and when you don't need to do it, it stops. Like, for example, I'd love to see an RPG where you're playing it, and while you're grinding, you get little bits of narrative, where it's like you get little like background pieces on some of these characters that you wouldn't get otherwise. They're not they wouldn't be super important to the plot, but they would help give you a sense of the characters.
I'd like to see that. That's a good point. Like where the characters are spending time together, so then you learn, they're talking about their backstories.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kind of like they do that kind of in Bravely Default, but it's not in battle, and it's always at an inopportune time. It feels like where it's like, oh, they want to talk about marmalade. Skip. Okay, I get it.
I guess the story of this game.
Yeah, please you handle that because you know so much more about Phantasy Star than I. This is my first encounter with the series.
I mean, because it's been a long time. I just remember loving Phantasy Star because it was the first time I played something that was Final Fantasy-ish that wasn't Final Fantasy. So I played this, was perfect on Shake's Nomad. It was great to play Phantasy Star 4 on his Nomad. So this game, because this Phantasy Star 4, I'm sure is more thousands of years later than this one.
You talk. I'm just going to eat cheesies.
Okay. So it is, I guess in the first game, Alice, who is prominent in the whole series, because she's very, very important in 4. But Alice destroys some demon, which allows, I guess, the human population to flourish on this desert planet. So when I'm going to keep doing that. When Phantasy Star 2 pops up, 1,000 years later, with the help of like this AI, they have terraformed the whole planet, and they're living peacefully in different cities, and everything is run by Mother Brain, the mysterious AI, which if you go into headquarters and research Mother Brain and ask people, you find out that Mother Brain runs everything. It's like a dystopian future where this computer program...
Even Metroid.
Yeah. She's terraformed the planet. She assigns them their jobs, helps grow their food. Like, she's done every single thing on this planet. So one, the red flag is like, oh, okay. And then there's a bio lab that Mother Brain and the humans work together, and no one has met Mother Brain. No one knows where the program is located, nothing about it. So then humans are doing experiments between it and animals and making new animals and things like that for the population. And something goes wrong, and it starts making monsters, and the monsters overrun. They're everywhere, and Rolf is new to the military and is conscripted in to go up and find what's wrong. Go, bye.
And it starts with him having a dream of a woman fighting a demon?
That's Alice in the final boss.
Right, okay.
In Phantasy Star 1.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yep. So yeah, he wakes up, and then it throws you into it more, because then he goes up to his... And he does... The writing is... I guess translation is just great, but the writing is really weird. And the way the grammar is awful, so it all just turns one huge text mess where you're trying to figure out who said what and what's inner monologue, what is being said out loud. So then he goes up, and he's been living with a girl that he saved, who is essentially half human, half animal.
Yeah, she's like, I think she called it half monstrosity.
Yeah, everyone hates her. She's awful.
Because she's a genetic freak.
Yeah.
Essentially, she's a mutant.
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty good looking still.
Yep.
I mean, as far as genetic freaks go.
She just looks like she just has elf ears. So.
Yeah, elf ears and a purple leotard. Yep. So, I mean, I'm okay with all that. Sounds good.
So Rolf tells her, hey, I gotta go do this thing. I'll see you. Oh, I want to go with you. Probably shouldn't, but I really want to. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So she joins you, and
it's not very cinematic, is it?
No,
it's not very cinematic.
Not remotely.
And I think that I don't want to spoil anything for Phantasy Star 4, but does the series get more cinematic, or is it pretty much always kind of this first person narrative kind of?
I remember Phantasy Star 4 being you had to have a main character who is even in 4 is like sort of the military, looks like Rolf. I don't know if they're related, but
He's Ralph.
Ralph. I think his name is Chaz, if I remember.
He's Rolf too. Chaz, okay.
And
Chaz spelled backwards is Rolf.
that he it is more cinematic. The writing's a lot better in 4. Like, people die and it's tragic. Because I told you before that 4 reminds me of Final Fantasy 4 in a lot of ways.
Right.
So, and I laughed in this game because you go to you have to go to the biolab, but you're being blocked. This tunnel, he walks in, and Rolf's like, "Oh no, there's that guy who tried to kill Nay. Shouldn't deal with this now."
Right.
So then you just have to go on a side quest.
Right. The man is essentially the log in the RPG that blocks your path.
Yep.
I mean, he really is.
So the first city you go to has been like someone has come in and kidnapped everybody, killed everybody.
Bandits.
Yeah.
They've killed all the men in the town, but have left the children and the elderly.
Because when I talked to one of the kids, it made me laugh out loud because like, these bandits are
making me thirsty.
These bandits are making me thirsty.
These bandits are making me thirsty. Let's do this for the next 20 minutes. Can we?
Sure. That these bandits are very paranoid. I don't understand them. They keep all their things in locked containers.
I know.
And I was like, oh shit.
What are they hiding?
Is this 1984? What are you hiding? You shouldn't need locks if you're hiding something. And then, despite the fact all this future tech, they destroy the city by using dynamite. Yeah. Like, okay.
I know.
You have laser guns and sound amplifiers, all this kind of shit. Oh, no. Dynamite.
It's a little silly. This is the town where Rudo is from. Mm-hmm. Now, here's what's weird about NPCs who join your group.
I had to read this on the game facts. Like, that's weird.
Thank God that I had the Russians on my side because they were like, okay, you made it to the first town. Go back home. It's like, what do you mean? Go back home. So I went back home and they're like, go to your house. I was like, okay. I went to my house. And the moment I did, there's a knock on the door. Hey, there's Rudo from the town I was just fucking in. Hey, man, weird you'd show up here in this city instead of the one where you're from.
And you know where my house is.
Right, I know.
Because, then I was reading on Game Facts that's how it always is. That's how you recruit every character. You go back home.
Yeah, that's what they were telling me.
It's really weird.
It is very weird. So have you gotten to Rudo? Have you gotten him in your party yet?
I can go get him now because I went to the dungeon and just got fucking creamed.
Oh yeah, you got to bring Rudo to that dungeon. Rudo is a motherfucking berserker. He is essentially, and this is not a joke, he is an Aryan. I mean, he is like stereotypical, like big, blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
He's Ivan Drago.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good way of putting it. So we haven't talked about techs yet.
Yeah,
techniques.
Yeah,
characters have techniques, which is essentially magic in this system. Rudo has no tech. He has nothing. And from what I understand, he never does. He is just a fucking like perfect physical specimen.
Yeah.
He like is a brawler. He has crazy hit points. He has high physical attributes. And he uses guns. You can buy sonic guns for him, and you can dual wield them like you do the bars that Nay uses. Why does she use bars? I don't understand that.
And they look like claws whenever your battle animation.
So I don't know. I felt like that was a translation error because when she attacks, it's like she's like Wolverine essentially. So Rudo, you can eventually buy a shotgun for Rudo, and I highly recommend it because it is...
See, the game facts said to dual wield, so I'm interested in hearing...
We're reading different game facts.
Okay.
Because the one that I read said you can deal more damage with dual wielding sonic guns, but the shotgun gives you an AoE physical attack. So like if I'm attacking a frog and there happens to be more than one frog, there's a chance that damage will spread. And I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I grinded so much in this game for money.
Oh yeah,
for
God,
Meseta,
everything's so expensive.
that by the time I had enough to buy all the gear that I wanted, I was just straight mowing through every fucking monster that crossed my path. Like I got real nervous going into the first dungeon. I was like, I better buy a whole bunch of what do they call the healing potions in this game?
Monomade and like Difade or
Yeah, something like that. And we're super professional. We know everything about this game. I stocked up on a whole bunch of those, and then I went into the dungeon. It's like I think I maybe used one of them because it was just straight up, just like leveled everything. And the random encounters in the dungeon are fucking crazy. Like there's a part where I'm taking like 5 steps, random encounter, 5 steps, random encounter, like to the point
and the
where
fucking frogs in there that have like that massive
AOE effect.
Fuck.
Yeah. The first time I ran into a frog, it ate my fucking lunch.
Yeah. Oh man. So because I kept going back and grinding. It's like, man, this is fucking hard. I need to go back, buy, I guess, max equipment. It's going to take forever. Yeah. Oh, there's another party member waiting for you. Okay. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing next.
I met the.
That's what all my time this week was spent trying to level up to beat that.
I met the next one who is a doctor. Her name is Amy.
Okay.
She's a good gorilla.
I was about to say.
But it's funny because I wouldn't have said this a couple years ago, but now that I've watched some Doctor Who, it's weird to see Amy and the phrase companion used in the same sentence and not think about Amy Pond.
How are you enjoying the Matt Smith era?
It's okay. I still miss David Tennant.
Still a Tennant fan?
I'm still definitely like it's gonna take a lot for me to. Yeah. It's going to take a lot to edge out David Tennant.
I'm so excited for you to see the 50th anniversary then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the crossover between the doctors have to all meet. So
yeah, that's
good episode. Good episode. Even though Eccleston bowed out, wouldn't do it.
You know, I hated him at first, but by the end of his run, I actually liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I was sad to see him go. Matt Smith is... There's something about him. I don't know. He's just too... This is going to sound weird. And maybe it's because I haven't spent a lot of time with him yet, but he just seems to like... just too like foppishly charming. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's the fan service. He's the youngest doctor.
Yeah.
Youngest actor to ever play the Doctor.
And I'm not saying that's going to work for some people. It's like, I'm not saying that means that he's a bad doctor. It just means that it's harder for me to initially latch on to him.
Yeah.
Because immediately I'm just like, David Tennant, like I saw him get really dark. And this guy just kind of seems to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, they sort of explain.
Foppish goofball.
That's why I really like the 50th anniversary, because they explain why 9, 10, and 11 are all different, why their personality goes in a certain direction.
Well, it's because, I think you've told me this before, it's because they're compensating for weaknesses in the previous regeneration. Is that right? Yeah. I think that's a cool concept. I love that. That's wonderful.
So then 12 is... They reach a resolution for Matt Smith. So 12 is like a fresh start. Yeah, Peter Capaldi.
I like this Doctor Who talk.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it because I haven't watched it.
I haven't finished the second half of the last season. I like Capaldi okay, but he's so very different. I hate the companion. I fucking hate Clara Oswald. Oh, can't stand her. So,
what don't you like about her?
Now that they're actually, her character arc doesn't lend for any character development in the first season. So she's just, it's interesting but boring. And then now she can grow as a character, but she's just a kind of bitchy. Like I just don't like, I feel like you need to, because Capaldi is a darker, more serious doctor.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need sort of a lighter companion, wherever the companion is also darker and moody.
Yeah.
So
I miss Donna, yo.
Yeah, man. Oh,
David Tennant, and I mean, like that is probably
the best
my favorite.
Yeah, man.
My favorite combination, because like they were totally like they were just friends. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They were just like friends.
After all the sexual tension
they're
you've seen
not
the whole
interested
time.
in each other at fucking all. I loved that. They were just friends, and they
Yep.
were just doing their thing. And it's like what I loved about God, this is a podcast about Phantasy Star too, but I do want to say this. What I loved about Donna was like she wasn't always up the doctor's ass. Like she was very independent, and she would like want to do her own shit, to the point where there's several episodes where she's in it, but she's not with the doctor.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the name of the episode where he's on a train. They're essentially on vacation, and he takes a space train. Like she is in that episode, but like not as a companion. Really, she's just kind of like at the end, like, oh, good story.
Did you know Peter Capaldi is in the Pompeii episode that they're in together?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know
he's
that.
like Peter Capaldi plays the guy that the doctor saves from Pompeii.
Really?
So
is there a connection there?
They explain in why he looks like him, that character now.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay, can I ask you a question? A Doctor Who question. I don't want crazy spoilers, but I do want an answer to this question.
okay.
Does anything ever happen with Shakespeare? Because like I feel like when they first meet Shakespeare, when Tennant first meets Shakespeare,
Okay.
there's this like it's a weird introduction to him. Like that feels like something that's going to be resolved later on. And I still haven't seen anything remotely connected.
Well, same thing for Jenny, the doctor, the female clone of the doctor.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happens with her.
Fuck, man.
I don't remember anything with Shakespeare either.
God damn it. I do not want to hear that. Because like when I saw it, I was like, oh, for sure that's a dangling story plot they're gonna pick up.
It certainly could be. Like they'll wait 2 doctors and pick up a storyline from that long ago. So
Phantasy Star 2?
Yep, Fantasy Star 2.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, we wanted to talk about something else.
I did. Yeah, I'm glad that we did.
Because we're about an hour 10, so we're getting long in the tooth now.
All right.
Which there's more. I need to play more Phantasy Star 2 to keep talking about it, to be perfectly honest.
Can I say one thing before we stop talking about Phantasy Star 2?
Yep.
I really like David Tennant. I love
Rolf is very much like David Tennant.
Rolf reminds me of David Tennant in this episode. Now, I really liked, I fucking love the music in this game.
I wish it changed more often.
That's a valid point, because it doesn't change a whole lot.
Yeah.
But the songs that are in the game that I've heard, I really do like.
It makes good use of the tinny sound, and a futuristic setting also helps out.
Especially for 1989.
Yeah.
I think the music sounds good on the Genesis. There are games that came out much later that I feel like has much worse sound.
So I want to do research into why 2 and 4 are on this list and 3 is not.
And not 3.
Yeah.
Have you played 3?
Nope.
Well, I mean, maybe
they changed the formula up a lot.
Yeah.
So they dropped. I don't know.
I understand why 1's not on it.
Master System.
Right.
Yep.
But 3, that is a good question. So we'll have to play it eventually. Eventually.
So that I'll have achievements and beards and glasses next week.
I got some achievements waiting. I got some in the wings. Yep, already. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have like 8 achievements the next time we talk about this game.
Guess let's see. Oh, the techniques. We were starting to talk about the techniques, then we changed it up.
Yeah, because Arian doesn't have them.
Yeah, and Nay
he traded them for occult
for
Nazi
bigger
power.
weapons and guns. Because Nay is the only one that can heal starting off. So
Right.
she's out of the gate, she can heal.
Right.
Which is good. You need that. And then it still took a long time for me to pick up a spell for Rolf. I think, because I remember looking at techniques, the technique is like Ryuka, but then when I went into battle, it was Foy.
Oh, it changes in battle?
Yeah, because whenever you use Foy, he raises his hand, it does like a lightning blast. It does a tremendous amount of damage.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just assumed that his technique was only what it is on the overworld, which are all teleportation magic, essentially.
Oh, okay.
I did not realize that it changed in battle. Naze doesn't change outside, does it?
I don't.
I have to check now.
Because I didn't use any techniques outside of battle. Well,
Right.
besides healing, I used that outside of battle, but I didn't use
Yeah.
anything else.
Speaking of teleportation, that teleportation worker is pretty good looking.
Mm-hmm.
If Bloody Handed Otaku, if you're listening, you can find a pillowcase of the teleportation worker from Phantasy Star 2. Challenge issued. Please don't do that. You've given us enough stuff. But I am curious if it exists. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that exists.
Because Sean Miller just sent me a picture. He said
Of his wiener.
Of his wiener. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty
Peeing
cool.
on a building in broad daylight.
And then him being arrested and frowning.
Hashtag National Public Pee Day.
He is in Japan right now.
Oh, right.
And he said he has scoured Tokyo and he's only been able to find this one piece. He sent me a picture of the good black mage. I guess maybe he's a white mage from Final Fantasy 11. The guy who has like the multicolored outfit and like the scarf on his head.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I'm having difficulty.
I'll
What race
I'll
is
put
he?
it up there. Tartaru.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might know who you're talking about.
So he's like, finally I found this and I can find nothing else about this game in Japan. It's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's an old game.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about Phantasy Star 2 for now.
All right. So we're going to continue this. Are you okay continuing this next Wednesday?
Yep.
That'll give us an extra full week to play the game, and maybe I can meet some more of the characters and develop the story a little bit more.
Sounds good.
So that leaves us with a show to do on Monday. What do you want to do for that?
I feel like we should do Altered Beast.
Altered Beast. Is that a long game?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
is
Altered
not.
Beast it is.
I think it's four levels, 5 levels.
Okay.
It's pretty short.
Okay. That sounds good. We have a busy day on Saturday, assuming that we're going to record that episode on Saturday.
That's true.
Because we are also going to be streaming session 0 of a D&D game on our Twitch channel. So if you're into D&D at all, there's probably not going to be any gameplay on this stream. It's going to be us kind of setting up to play the following Saturday.
Play it in the background while you clean your house.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to hang out, I mean, come and join us. We're shooting to do it like at 9:00 Central on Saturday. Anything else that we need to do?
No.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. So don't miss the next episode. We can be talking about Altered Beast.
Yeah.
There you go, Joe Willard. Altered Beast.
You got it.
Let's see. We're everywhere. So if you want to go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star written review. That helps. Go to Amazon. You pick up a shirt. Leave that a 5-star review. Go to Stitcher. 5-star review. You can comment card at Denny's. Tadpog. 5-star review.
Man, that is a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
We need comment cards, I feel like, to leave at restaurants. That's just like, how was your podcast experience
Did
today?
you eavesdrop on our conversation? Would you like to hear more of this? So all that helps us out. So we're on Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to get in touch with us, there's a game you want us to play, host for an episode, if you have a Patreon request, just get in touch with us. Whatever you request, we promise we will get to that. Eventually.
You want us to take a week off? Let us know.
Yep.
I'm so proud of us. We have not missed a fucking published date. We haven't.
4 years.
We have not. And I know that I am totally
We've had weddings, babies, deaths, everything. We've
knocking on that wood, man, because I know I'm tempting fate. But man, that is a big deal. That is a big deal for us. I mean, let's be honest for a minute. For us, that's a huge deal.
And it's led us to have a staggering amount of content.
Huge amount of content. We have so much girth to our content that we can't find an RSS feed to hold it. We're just spilling over. We are the Busty Petite of video game podcasts. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Busty Petite. I meant bursting out. Busting out? Bursting out.
I think it's bursting out.
It doesn't matter. There's large breasts on that subreddit.
We're the Lucy Wild. We have a lot of content, and we look handicapped.
Yeah, people think that we're mentally not all there. I get it. All right, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about Altered Beast for Joe Willard. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There is a lot of cool people doing a lot of cool shit on there. You guys who like us on Facebook are fucking awesome because you comment and you start conversations. It is amazing. I fucking love being at work and taking a little bit of a break and just seeing what people are saying. I really fucking love it. So you guys are amazing. I also want to thank everybody for retweeting us. You can find us on Twitter. We are at @tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize, but I'm also having a lot of fun on there, talking to other people, talking to other podcasts. I know last podcast I mentioned the Stale Popcorn podcast. So in continuation of that, I've mentioned them before on the show, and actually, I'm going to switch it up. I was going to go with someone else. I'll save them for later. Because I listened to them on the way here to record, I want to give out a shout out to Hops and Heroes because they were on hiatus for a little bit, but they're back, and I'm finally listening to their Dragon Con episode.
I finished that today.
I'm about 5 minutes through, almost done with it. And I really like it. And if you are curious...
It made me sad I didn't get to go to Dragon Con.
Are you going next year?
Oh, I'm going to go next year,
okay,
yeah.
Good. All right. Well, what it made me do, listening to Bailey talk about, and Drew, but mainly Bailey talked about costumes, I feel like, and all the cosplay. It made me like, I kind of want to dress up. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to dress up. And this is crazy, but I had so much fun this past Dragon Con at the one of the dance parties. I kind of want to go to more of those. I kind of want to be drunk the entire time. Is what I'm saying.
Hey, I'm with you. I will help you do that.
You really like it when I'm drunk.
I do.
You really like it when I'm drunk.
Drunk Dave's a good guy.
Yeah. Sober Dave, total asshole. Sober Dave likes to watch grown men pee. So check out Hops and Heroes. I like this thing. I'm going to keep plugging podcasts every episode.
It's good.
Let's see. What else do we got? You want to call us? You can do so at 270-883-2555. Do you want to mail us something? Would you like us to eat something on the show? Mail it to us. Send it to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Don't worry if you misspell Tadpog Studios, because if you're like Phil and send it to Tadpog Studies, we'll still receive it. I'll take a picture of that. That'll be in the show notes. There you go, Phil. Hey, did you like this episode where we kind of talked about Phantasy Star 2 for a little bit? If you did, you can give us money. You can give us money for the privilege of not hearing us talk about the game we're supposed to talk about. Just kidding. I feel like we did a good job, Tyler. Yeah. I want to take a moment to thank some people who have recently donated on Patreon. I'd like to thank Micah Purdue, a.k.a. Exalted Lord Micah of Purdue, for upping his pledge recently. I would like to thank Phil Hawkins for recently upping his pledge as well. And I would like to thank Chase Coburn for making a first-time Patreon donation.
All right.
So Chase in the Dream, Chase Coburn, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Glad to have you. I hope you enjoy all the bonus episodes that we have up there, because we have...
Hope you enjoyed the filth that is Everybody is John.
The filth that is...
50 Shades of Yellow, the Jasmine story.
The Jasmine story. That is hands down the fucking grossest episode we have ever done. And you can hear it for $1.
And I lived it. I lived that episode.
Yeah, you did. I'm so sorry. You poor boy. You poor boy. So if you'd like to join the ranks and hear the filth that we have to offer in our bonus episodes, you can do so at patreon.com/tadpog. We have a shirt. Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to wear our faces on your chest? On your chest? Put our faces on your tits. You can do so by, no shit, going to Amazon and just typing in TADPOG. And you'll find our
Yeah.
shirts. I think
Fuck
that's
yeah.
really fucking cool. Anything else?
Let's see. If they want to send us something, did you actually read the address?
Yeah, I did. They send it to TADPOG Studies.
Yep, Tadpog Studies. Okay. Got plenty of stuff to put on Instagrams. That's Tadpog_podcast on Instagram.
Yep.
The postcard thing.
Yeah.
Like I said last
You
week,
want postcards.
I want postcards from everybody that listens. I want to make a big collage in the new annex. And the first person who sends me one, I'll do something special for them.
Okay. I like it.
And also, our theme song is Moves by Seymour Drive. Link that track on shorts.tadpog.com. Hey, I'm going to close this one out, Dave.
I would like to close this one out like America's hat.
All right. So until next time, tropical Capricorn,
eh?
Yes. That's hard to not devolve into another accent.
What accent was that?
I don't know, because the and then it was quickly going
Quickly.
Then tropical Capricorn. I don't know where it is. Then it's going Indian. It's going Indian.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Neither of us are comfortable with that realization. Yeah, both of us when it dawned on us, we made eye contact. Like, oh God, we're the worst.